Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. So down here at the western side of the bee yard, the right side, about to get into nuke number 2 for a few reasons. So that is about to become hive number 6, and the reason I can say that is I checked on the splits yesterday. So the hive down the second deep box down there, second position, it's actually hive number 6. They're in all sorts of order this year. The first nuke, however, the reason I say this nuke down here, nuke number 2, is about to be hive number 6 because I was out here yesterday, and right as I was inspecting this colony and found the queen, the GoPro battery died, even the backup battery that I have. So if you're watching the channel and you see the video titled Checking on the Splits, you'll see me start looking at nuke number 2 and the video just cuts out. So that's why. So because y'all didn't get to see what that nuke looks like, that's what I'm about to do now. I already said it, I did find the queen yesterday, so I know they're queen right. I did not bother trying to mark her because the weather was starting to turn a little bit, so I have my marking kit ready. I'm gonna look at them again. Hopefully I can find the queen, it's only a 5-frame nuke. Get her marked. However, I will say this. Unlike nuke number 1, or this is my lesson learned from nuke number 1, I found that queen, she was being extremely combative once I got her in the one-handed queen catcher. She was upside down, fighting me the whole way, but I forced it. I went to mark her. Paint got everywhere, all over her eye, wing, and everything. And then the following week, when I went to inspect them, I couldn't find the queen in the box, and I knew she was marked, so she should stand out. And for whatever reason, my gut told me to look on the ground, and that's when I found her on the ground. Well, at least her head and thorax, her abdomen was gone, probably eaten by ants or something. So the lesson learned is if you go to cage the queen and she's fighting you the whole time, just release her, let her go, try again the next time you get into the colony. So like I said, I know they're queen right, but y'all didn't get to see that yesterday because both batteries died, which really doesn't happen often. So I'm gonna get into them again, mark the queen if she's cooperating, and then because they are queen right, I'm gonna put them into a 10-frame box, and then hive number 6 and nuke number 1, they still have a decent amount of bees in those colonies for whatever reason, even though they're not queen right. And looking at them yesterday, they don't have any laying workers, so I'm going to take the remaining bees from those colonies and add them to this colony, which will be, again, hive number 6. So in fact, let me get my queen marking kit ready. I said I had it ready, but I don't see it out here. And just like that, I'm ready. Okay. I know. Very impressive. Alright, let's get into this colony again. I hate doing it 2 days in a row, but you know, you guys didn't get to see it yesterday because I had a complete camera failure, which doesn't happen often. Then again, I was out of town for a little bit, and I think well, I just didn't really check on the camera or the battery like usual, and go figure, the one time I don't check to make sure everything's charged, it doesn't last more than 20 minutes. Yeah, I found her yesterday. Very, very pretty queen. So I'm really hoping to find her again today to show y'all, and of course to mark her if she's cooperating. That was a very difficult lesson to learn from nuke number 1 down there, because they would have been queen right for, there she is right there. They would have been queen right for pretty much close to a month. At this point. Where'd she go? Oh, she knows something's going on. All right, got her. Just like that. Easy does it. Not trying to force anything this time around. All right, let's get these bees moved into a 10 frame. And I almost used the current setup down there, and then I realized it's a screen bottom board, which I do not prefer going into winter. Just have to make some room. Set all these bees up here. And then bring these down here. And you know what, since I'm gonna give them some time to, or give the queen some time to dry out, let's get her marked first. And of course, after you make one mistake that results in killing the queen, if you're anything like me, you become a little hesitant. Alright, that should be good enough. Let's let her dry out. Less is more. Lesson learned. Alright, let's get hive number 6 moved down here. You know what, I'm not going to mess with number 6 because there's too many signs, and I'll have to make an inspection video. There's too many signs that they possibly have a queen with pupated larvae and everything. So my gut says to leave them alone. I am going to switch them over to a solid bottom board, and I'll have to grab another solid bottom board for now number 7, which is what this is going to be. I'm all over the place today. All right, a few moving parts this week, and now I also need a deep box. Good Lord. All right, there we go. Number 7. Actually, let's clean this up. Okay, and should have a feeder. Since I plan on feeding them tomorrow, I'll just add that. Alright, these bees are probably wondering what's going on here. So I'll put the frames from the nuke into the center. since I'm leaving hive number 6 alone, since I'm really unsure if they're queen right or not, because they have so many signs of possibly being queen right, I'm gonna grab frames from hive number 2, or I'm sorry, nuke number 2, to fill out the rest of the space here. So you can definitely hear they're getting agitated. Let's put the queen back so they at least know that she's here. I know for a fact this colony, or this nuke, is definitely queenless. Set the nuke that nuke number 2 was in, just in front of the hive location. I'll show you that here in a second. And at least this colony is providing a decent amount of drawn wax. So that should fill the void and give the queen plenty of space to lay in. I should need one more frame. Which that looks like a good one. Alright, so they have 9 frames. The bees that were in nuke number 1, I don't think there was too many foraging, because just very minimal front porch activity, so I don't think there's going to be too much of a loss here. Okay, let's release the queen back into what is now hive number 7. Just because, again, I'm unsure if number 6 is queen right or not. Let's see if we can see her. I don't think I got any. Oh, look, she has an egg hanging out. If you can see that. Look at that. Oh, I think she just dropped it off in the marking kit. Alright, anyway, let's get her released. It's a decent marking job. At least it's not on her eyes. So, there she goes. Right there. And she's down in the colony. Alright, let's get them boxed up before something else happens. And now that I say that, I need a lid. Alright, here we go. Migratory lid. Pretty tight fit. Actually, why isn't that fitting? Well, that's not good. Let me grab another. Alright, that fits. And one last step. Let me get an entrance reducer. Alright, there we go. Let's check out the front, hive number 7. queen right from a split made about 3 weeks ago. The rest of the bees down in the nuke box here will eventually pick up on the queen's pheromone in the box and make their way back. So by sunset, I'd be surprised to find any more bees in the nuke box here. They'll all make their way into the colony where the queen is at. So there you have it. Nuke number 2 became hive number 7. And I'm gonna sit down for a second because that is just a whole lot to do. Alright, yeah, so the original plan was to move number 6, to combine number 6, nuke number 1, and nuke number 2, since I was out here yesterday, like I said, and determined nuke number 1 was queenless, nuke number 2 was queen right, and number 6 is kind of undetermined, so I was going to combine them anyway. However, when I went down to number 6 and grabbed, I think, the second or third frame, I just saw enough pupated larvae to where if they were queenless, they wouldn't have larvae in those stages. They were like 5 to 6 days old. So like I said, it's been 3 weeks since the last inspection, so those two things just don't make sense to me. They don't add up. So they do have a queen. I believe they have a queen. I just was not able to find her yesterday, so I'm going to give them, since I was in them yesterday and disrupted everything they had going on, I'm going to give them, just like all the other hives, about 2 weeks. So between the 1st and 2nd week of September, I will re-inspect them, and if they still appear to be queenless, I will combine them at that point with another colony. I'm not sure which one yet, but at least another one. But anyway, that's a look at hive number 7. They have a marked queen now. That was fantastic. Really beautiful looking queen, nice color, nice size to her too, so she should do fine. Especially when they were still in the nuke box, there was a few frames that the typical center patch area just slam full of pupated larvae into the day like 4 to 5 range where they just started to pupate, but they should have a ton of brood, capped by the time I inspect next, capped and on the verge of hatching. So that does it for this week. Number 7 is out of the nuke into a 10 frame, and that's it. Cole's Farm, Jacksonville, North Carolina, August 23rd, probably close to 2 o'clock now. Not the best day, really overcast. Heat index has it in the 90s, mid-90s. Humidity's pretty high. Been out here for probably about 2 hours, and it definitely feels like it, but that's the last inspection for this week. If you like the channel, please subscribe. If you hit the bell, you receive notifications of future videos. And if you're in or around the Jacksonville, North Carolina area, and you have not tried or purchased local honey, it is truly delicious. If you're a big honey fan and you purchase your honey from the supermarket, most likely you probably still have some in your pantry or at your home. Purchase some of ours, taste the difference, and I guarantee you will never go back to purchasing honey from the supermarket. I've had a few folks over the years question me on the price because in their opinion, it seems kind of high. We do sell our pint jars, which are 24 ounces or 1.5 pounds for $25 a jar. However, if you look at all the work that goes into keeping bees, if you watch the channel and follow us along on Facebook and Instagram, the price kind of justifies itself. It is truly it's a passion of mine. It does take a lot of work, a lot of sweat, a lot of man hours, and not to mention this is a one-man show, which is, you know, you're looking at them. I basically do everything. My wife helps me out with some of the social media and graphic design aspect of the business, but most of the heavy lifting and hours in the sun and the elements and the bee yard is done by this guy right here. So not to make that a very long-winded thing, but you are truly supporting a small business, family-owned, family-operated, 100% handled by the family by purchasing our honey. And it is 100% truly, wholeheartedly appreciate it every single purchase people make, whether you buy 1 jar or like a few people buy 4, 5, 6 jars, which is fantastic. I know not everybody can afford to buy $100 worth of local honey, so even if you buy one jar from us, you know, I truly appreciate those customers just as much as the people that buy multiple jars. Alright, that does it for now. Oh yeah, one last thing about the honey. If you use the Book Now button on Facebook and Instagram, you can make an appointment through Square. You can also purchase in advance. We can work out the details if you prefer to have a contactless order pickup, I can leave it on our front porch, I can leave it in our mailbox. Just leave your details in the comments when you make your purchase, and I am happy to work with everybody given whatever their situation may be. Alright, that does it for this week. Tune in about 2 weeks, about the first to second week of September. I'll be back out here to take a look at hive number 7. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody.